Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video. So day before yesterday, OnePlus rolled out a March update for OnePlus 13R and it did bring some new features which are not mentioned in changelogs. And the same features have been added on OnePlus 12 and OnePlus 12R. So both the devices have got the latest build of OxygenOS 15 which is based on March security patch, and in this video we'll talk about every change what this update brings on the table for both the devices. I've already updated the devices, though I did not receive an OT update, so I locally installed the file. If you want the file, you can find it in the description below. So first of all, let me show you the software information. Here you can see towards the left hand side we have OnePlus 12 and towards the right hand side we have OnePlus 12R. And now almost every OnePlus smartphone including OnePlus 13R have this similar build which is 15.0.0.701. If you take a look at the security patch which is of 1st March 2025. And the update size was kind of similar, but for OnePlus 12R I wasn't having the incremental zip file, so I used the full zip file which was of 6.37 GB. But on OnePlus 12 the update size was 1.51 GB. So it will be something similar like 1.5 or 1.6 GB for OnePlus 12R. And guys, now before moving ahead, we have somewhere around 84% of users who haven't subscribed to our channel. So if you guys find our content useful to you guys, then make sure to smash the like button and also consider subscribing. First we'll talk about the changelogs what OnePlus have mentioned, and after that I'll tell you guys the other changes what OnePlus haven't mentioned in the changelogs. So I'll show everything on OnePlus 12 because both the devices do have the similar update and similar changelogs. There are two different changelogs mentioned by OnePlus for OnePlus 12R, and I personally did not find them on any of the devices. But that change was there on OnePlus 13R. I'll show you which was that change, and the similar change they have mentioned for OnePlus 12R, but those are not to be seen on this latest update. And one of them is this: add an option to adjust the size appearance of 2x2 third-party widgets on the home screen. And they also say that this option is available in the settings, home screen and lock screen. Then you'll have an optimized widget appearance. So if I go to home screen and lock screen settings, here you can see that option is not available. And it was the same story even on OnePlus 13R. On this device also they have mentioned that change, but it wasn't present here in the home screen and lock screen settings. After that, other change, and that's improves the widget design for Zomato and Blinkit and Shelf. So I did try out, I did check out the Shelf section after updating the device, and I also tried adding the widget of Zomato and Blinkit, but that option is not coming here after even installing the application. But yesterday when I did that on OnePlus 13R, the widget automatically appeared after installing both these applications. So if it comes in future, there's not much of change in the design. You can see these dots for the page slides. Those are now moved towards the top side. Previously they used to appear towards the bottom side. That's the only change they have done. Other than that, they haven't changed anything in the widget. So these were the only two different changes what they have mentioned on OnePlus 12R, in which none of them can be found on the latest build. So I think they're just copy pasting the changelogs from one device to another device. And now let's talk about the changes what they have mentioned. So the first one is layer 2 launcher, in which they say folders on the home screen can now be resized by dragging to 1x2 or 2x2. So that drag gesture they have added on this latest build of OxygenOS 15. Here you can see you can keep the folder in horizontal or vertical way as per your requirement. So I'll keep it here once. So either you can keep it this way if you want to increase the size, or you want to keep it in a square shape, that can also be done. You also have the options to set the folder in vertical and horizontal manner too. But OnePlus haven't added that stacked recent page option in their latest launcher, which will be coming in future. So here you can see on this device I've installed the latest version of OnePlus launcher. If you guys want the link, you can find it in the description below. So here you can set the recent page in a stacked manner, and that can be changed by going to settings, more, scroll down, go to manage apps, and here you can see you'll have these two options after installing the launcher. But if you guys don't want to install the launcher, wait for next update. Mostly with the next update we'll get this stacked recent page option in the launcher also. So this was the first change in the launcher. The second one says now you can add 5 applications in the dock even when the home screen is set to display 4 apps. So here you can see on the home screen we have 4 applications in the dock. If I long press and go to settings, even after having 4x6 grid size, I can still add another application in the dock. But that can't be done on OnePlus 13. I'll show you on OnePlus 13. This device is not yet updated, and here if I show you the launcher settings, you can see home screen layout is set to 4x6, and now if I drag and drop any application, here I won't be able to place it in the dock until I change the layout size. But now on this latest build, you can easily do that even if the layout size have not been changed to 5x6. And then they say they have improved the animation for notification and quick settings. And yes guys, that difference you can easily notice on your OnePlus 12 or 12R after upgrading to the latest build. Then after that they say improve the music player controls in the live alert for Spotify. I personally did not notice any kind of changes here. I did test out yesterday on my OnePlus 13R also. there were no changes to be seen while using the Spotify application in the live capsule. So they must have done some under the hood changes, but nothing noticeable. Later on, they have integrated the March security patch, and after that they have done another change in the security and privacy, now which improves the process for resetting your privacy password. You will be prompted to link your device password to your account. So that change have been done here. But on OnePlus 13R, I'll show you one thing. If you go to security and privacy, more security, privacy password, you can see here the content is displayed in Chinese text. But that's not the case here on OnePlus 12 and OnePlus 12R. Here it is being displayed properly. I don't know why their software team is not doing homework properly. So if you go to security and privacy, under privacy password, here you can see we have the English text. And what's exactly changed? Let me show you here by comparing with OnePlus 13, which has still not received the latest update. So I did notice slight UI changes. Other things I wasn't able to find it out what they have mentioned in the changelogs. First one, if you see, now turn off password option have been moved towards the bottom side, and they have also added few things like verify for recently deleted, which includes photos, notes and my files. And also if I'm trying to set here question after entering the PIN, and if I add anything, it doesn't accept the name. It's still asking me to set the question. Might be a bug, I'm not sure. And under the password recovery, you can see it used to show email ID towards the right hand side. Here it says bound, which appeared towards the bottom side. So these are the few changes which I noticed under privacy password, nothing else. These were the changes which they have mentioned in the changelogs. Now let's talk about the changes which they haven't mentioned in the changelogs. And the first change is layer 2 control center. Previously, if you guys remember, we had the control center which had less rounded corners and which most of the OnePlus community members did not like. So that's on OnePlus 13 and it used to look something like this. But now if you see, they have got back those rounded corners in the control center, which is a big relief personally for me. This was the most highlighted thing, you know, the rounded corners implementation in OxygenOS 15 when the OxygenOS 15 was launched. After that they removed, and now again they got it back with the March update. And they have also added a new control under quick settings which is called speaker cleaner. That's added even on OnePlus 13. By default you guys won't find it, but tapping on the edit icon you can find that speaker cleaner towards the bottom side. Later on you can just tap and add it in the main control center. And let me show you how it works. So once you tap on the speaker cleaner, you can see the description. Tap start to play the sound that vibrates the speaker to clean out dust and water. Note that the sound may be loud, and it do take somewhere around 30 to 40 seconds to complete the process. After that, they have also done some changes in the launcher, and first up is this wallpaper section. So let me show you the wallpaper section on OnePlus 13 for comparison. So here if you take a look at the wallpaper section, previously we had these huge tiles which also used to display the preview. But that's not the case now. We only have icon and text, and I personally did not like it. And after that, under live wallpapers, they have added these 4 new live wallpapers from Realme devices. You can see here also they have made some changes, and which looks really bad. If you take a look at on previous build, the album had proper color background, but now they have removed the background and they have added the album text and icon, which looks quite weird. I don't know why they're making some weird changes. Also now after this latest update, the clock application have the support of live capsule for this stopwatch, previously which wasn't the case. So you can see I started the stopwatch. If I go up, now the stopwatch appears in the live capsule. File manager also got some minor upgrades. First of all, let me show you what all changes you get to see in the My Files application by comparing with OnePlus 13. So here if you see the source text, which was very small on the previous build, now the size have been increased on the latest build. And it's not only with the source, if you scroll down, same thing for quick access, same thing for tags. And if you go to cleanup option, now they have added a new section which is called lossless optimization. So tapping on it, here if you see the description, compression won't affect your use of apps after the compression is completed. So this is something really nice. I did try out this feature, like I compressed the application and it actually did not affect the performance of the device. This feature comes with March update, which is being added on OnePlus 12 and OnePlus 12R. On both the devices we do have this lossless optimization, and under this we also have this merge file option, which will merge the duplicate files present on your device. And now let's talk about the benchmark results and compare it with the previous build. So we do have the screenshots of before and after updating the device. OnePlus 12 with the latest update using Antutu benchmark application. Here it scored 18,87,000. On the previous build, the device had scored 17,71,000. Slightly higher scores now on this latest build. After that, talking about wildlife extreme stress test, on this latest build, stability scores was 75%. Maximum temperature what we noticed was 43 degrees Celsius. If I compare it with the previous one, that time stability scores were little low, which was 73%. and the temperature rise was slightly lower compared to the latest build. And if you see the last two results of benchmark scores, on the previous build we had kind of similar scores, and even on the latest build. Now let's compare the benchmarks of OnePlus 12R. So OnePlus 12, I did notice slight improvements in the performance part, but these are initial impressions and guys completely based on the benchmark testing applications. We'll get to know once I start using this device, and we'll keep you guys posted in the in-depth review video. So using Geek benchmark application, scores were almost similar on both the builds. I did not see any kind of difference here using the Geek benchmark application. With Antutu benchmark application, this time device have scored 15,26,691. On the previous build, device had scored 15,37,330. Slightly higher scores were there on the previous build compared to the latest build. In CPU throttling test, maximum CPU throttle 66%, average gips were 4,06,000 on the latest build. On the previous build, average gips were slightly low and CPU had throttle maximum 66%. Talking about the stability test, on this latest build, stability scores were 66.5, and on the previous build they were 68. So guys, these were all the changes done by OnePlus for OnePlus 12 and 12R with the March update. If you guys have any kind of questions, you can drop them in the comment section below. This is your friend Ashok signing out. See you guys in the next video.